Okay, boom. So this is part 2 of boundaries and limitations, right? So the last thing I was talking about was basically like the type of person that will decide to push past their boundaries and their limitations, right? But they do it with insecurity. They do it without faith. They do it without giving or committing 100%, right? Me, I have started quite a few ventures in my day, right? And generally, the people that I would always ask would be like family and friends, or people that I'm in, association with at the time that I feel like would be good for the job, right? And, my whole thing is that, I've always like admired people like Master P and No Limit Soldiers, right? So he had a collect, he had a group. Then you got Cash Money Millionaires, they had a group. Then you had 360 Mafia, you hear me? And they had a group, and they had a group of like talented people, that came together. So I guess try to model what I was trying to do, my ventures after that. So I would always get like a collective of people together. Why don't we work together? Why don't we come up together? You know what I mean? But in a lot of those situations, I have faced a lot of people's fears. You understand what I'm saying? I have faced a lot of people's fears. And me being young and highly emotional, I didn't really know how to deal with it. I really didn't, or push through it, push past it, right? Because a lot of times, that's when people start putting tariffs on the relationships, right? And it's like, if we're coming up as a collective together, we're doing this together, right? But people are also, they're worried about everything else but what's actually going on. And those are generally just excuses out of fear, right? They're excuses out of fear. Fear of failing is the greatest thing. A lot of us have had to deal with. You know what I mean? That's the greatest thing I think a lot of us have had to deal with, for sure. And so a lot of people don't try, and they establish these boundaries, they establish these limitations because they truly, genuinely are afraid to fail. And so when you do get the person, it's like, fine, I'll go along with it. But then when you notice, like, okay, they're not putting in 100% like I'm putting in 100%. They're not bringing it how I'm bringing it. You know what I mean? That's when I have learned that you got to pay attention to them no's. You got to pay attention to them boundaries. You got to pay attention to them limitations. You got to. Because that is a red flag that if things go south, if they don't believe in it 100%, they're not committed to it in 100%, they still kind of babying along, they're going to leave you at the worst possible time. When things go south, it's high chance they're not going to be there. If somebody comes along and they offer them what seems to be a better opportunity, they're going to leave and abandon you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If, one thing goes wrong, they're going to use that as an excuse to abandon the whole mission because they're not 100% committed, right? And I've had to learn, how to decipher between the BS, which is you talking to me out of fear, and the truth of like you trying to warn me and let me know like you ain't really got what it takes to really do this. You know what I mean? And when you're dealing with people that you love, family, friends, people in organization, close proximity to you or what you're trying to do, a lot of times, you got to figure out like the limitations. Is it because they scared or is it because they just ain't the right one for the job? You know what I mean? And as a person that genuinely wants to see my people win, you got to figure out like, okay, can I keep you for this? Can I get rid of you? Do I want to get rid of you? Can I push you to do this? Can you, are you going to make it? Is this going to work? How do we make this work? And then a lot of times you just got to be comfortable enough to just say, you know what? I got to leave you behind and keep going. What are the red flags and what are the yellow flags? Which one is which? You know what I'm saying? Like, which one is which? It's really a hard thing to kind of tell the difference sometimes. But I think the difference really comes along with the action. It really does. You know what I mean? It really, really comes along with the action. It really, really does. And it sucks because, you can't always make it with the people that you want to make it with, or you can't always make it with the people that you started with. You have to go along with somebody else because those boundaries and limitations is not out of defense for something they're protecting themselves, but it's actually just to let you know, like, I'm not going to be there when you need me. And you have to pay attention to that. And you have to accept it. Because they be really trying to tell you, like, ideally, they want to. They sing it in the shower, so they want to. But can they do it on stage when you need to be done? You feel me?